I guess we're live. It is the pregame for Game 4. Welcome to Pucknology before day or during day. I don't know what the hell you want to call this, but it's the pregame show. It's me and AJ Strong here, and we're here to set you up for the game and all the hijinks that's about to ensue. AJ, how you doing?
Doing pretty well, but keeping tabs on the YouTube, and it didn't load for a second, but now it has, so I guess we're all good.
Yeah, I guess we're all good to go.
We should have audio from Puck Guy soon enough. He was actually fortunate enough to do a quick interview with voice of the Sharks, Dan Ruzanowski, so hopefully that audio will be coming in pretty soon, and we'll be able to play that for you. Just putting it out there now, it's going to be raw. It hasn't been edited or anything, so you'll have to forgive. We all know what Puck Guy is with connections and audio. So what are you looking for tonight with Game 3? Obviously, my big thing is I'm looking for the big names to show up. I don't think they have so far, really, in the first 3 games. And Burns has been absolutely suffocated on the blue line, and they're just blocking everything that he tries to get on Murray. What are you looking for tonight?
Yeah, I think I'm in total agreement. You've got to have Pavelski finally score a goal here, get going. Jumbo kind of came alive in the third game. You know, he had a couple of assists. One was kind of setting up Ward for that power play goal. The other one was getting that, I guess it was the equalizer goal
Which
from
one?
Braun's goal. He set up Braun's goal.
Yep.
So, you know, it's good to have Jumbo on the stat sheet. Good to have him going, but you need Pavelski, you need Marlowe, you need Couture. I mean, you got to have the big guys step up, and you know, Burnsy has unfortunately been I guess highlighted out by Pittsburgh because you know he's nowhere to be seen. He's kind of frustrated trying to get that puck through. To me, you know, he's kind of the backbone of the offense. And, you know, whenever he's on, the offense has to flow through him, and we haven't seen it yet. And it's actually pretty amazing that we've won a game so far without the big guns firing.
Well, take into account, too, the Sharks have won a game, yet they still have not held a lead yet in this series. I mean,
Right.
it's just the way it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking forward to tonight. Now, when I say, you know, the big names haven't shown up, you know, yeah, okay, they're obviously there on the ice and they're doing what they can, but they're not making the impact that we're all used to seeing them make. And a couple of the guys, Pavelski, you know, didn't make the score sheet last game. So that's what I'm looking for. I really want to see the Sharks get a lead. We all know what they're, you know, so far they're 8-2 at home during this playoff run. And we know what the Sharks' stat is when they score first. It is ridiculous. Uh-oh. I don't know if you heard that, but I hear bells. Anyway, so yeah, their stats are ridiculous when the Sharks score that first goal. So we got to get it.
But I just want to quickly go over that. I mean, it is nice to have the first goal, but the Sharks have done something only the second time since January has Pittsburgh given up the lead going into the third period, and they overcame that and they got the win. So, you know, that insurmountable burden or insurmountable wall that is giving Pittsburgh a third period lead. I mean, the Sharks overcame that. So yes, the first goal is super important, and I don't think anybody will argue that. But if they don't score the first goal, it's not the end of the world.
Well, and it hasn't been for pretty much the run of these playoffs and really the last month of the season. Actually, the last couple months, we saw them, you know, just get better as the game moved on, and they might be down a goal or two coming out of the second, but they would just pour it on in the third. That's another thing I'm kind of looking for tonight is I want to see an effort full 60. I mean, we've seen it a couple of games, and I think it was game 2 in particular where they were just, I don't know, I think we all expected a little bit more out of them, and then all of a sudden with about 7 minutes left in the third, they just turned it on, and they started getting, you know, the more energy, more aggressiveness. Now, probably that's going to happen when you're down by a goal, but we started to see just a lot more energy, and I hope we see that just from the drop of the puck tonight have the legs just going, moving, find the open lanes, get those shots on Murray. Murray, to me, has not been tested. Jones has been spectacular when you consider all the goal or all the puck that he has seen coming at him. We just need to find those open lanes, get those shots on Murray. He's going to let them in. We just can't allow the Penguins to block so many shots. And I've said it before, and since after the first 2 games, I still think that we've seen the best that the Pens have, but we haven't seen near the best of the Sharks yet. I really hope we see that tonight. And unfortunately, Hurdle is still day to day. He will not be playing tonight. Hope to God he's available against during Game 5. But what have you heard about Hurdle?
So, Ian Reed, our investigative journalist, Ian chimed in this morning saying that Hurdle was seen at practice. He was seen in that tracksuit, but what nobody really reported on was he had his knee taped up. It looked like it was from his knee to about his calf was taped up. And that tells you that he either has some kind of sprain going on or he's got some kind of tear. And, you hope to God it's not in that ligament that he busted when Butthole.
Dustin Brown.
Yeah, well, Butthole. He, took out Hurdle's knee. So, I think we're kind of all waiting with bated breath here. But if the Sharks can tie it up, they're going to get a little bit of a rest. Tonight's Monday and they don't play till Thursday. So, if he's on the plane trip, you wonder maybe he's day to day. So maybe he's going to be able to go Game 5, but that's kind of counting our chickens before they hatch. But yeah, that's what I've heard.
All right, well, just moving on a little bit more to what's happening at the tank right now. It's a madhouse. It is. I've seen video, I've seen photos from the rally outside. I have a couple friends that are out there right now, and amazingly enough, radio station that ignores them all year long, funnily enough, is now their live broadcasting. So I'm getting a really huge kick out of that, of course. But it's insane right now. I got to say, though, and this is just kind of like a quick divergence, I don't know if you've seen the shirts and the towels that they've handed out for Game 3 and what they're handing out tonight. Tonight, I like tonight's. I don't know if you saw it, but it's basically a penguin on a chunk of ice with sharks circling around it and a little chunk of ice that has the Sharks logo. Okay, that I dig. The Sharknado one for Game 3, I got to tell you, I thought it was meh.
Yeah, but I mean, you're a towel whore anyway, so you're gonna want them to complete the set.
I know that's the problem, though. It's like I'm the towel guy, but it's like I was hoping it was just good. Like I thought they did a great job with the Blues.
Yeah, the Blues series, they were on point.
The California outline with the shark inside, or the shark biting through the sax. Although a lot of Blues fans said it should have been a trumpet, not a sax. Whatever. It was a horn instrument. Who cares? and you know what? And when I listen to blues music, I'd much rather hear a saxophone than a trumpet, to be honest with you. But yeah, I thought these shirts were like a little what? But I love what they're doing. I don't know if you saw some of the pictures from inside the tank today, but they've actually used the different color shirts in the upper bowl. Before they had it spelling out Sharks on one side and Territory on the other, and now it looks like tonight they actually just have huge fins all around the upper deck, from what I'm hearing and a couple of pictures I've seen. So that is really cool.
Instagram, here I come. # San Jose Sharks. I think that they've done some really cool artwork. I saw somebody with a kind of like a watercolor kind of painting. It said "Believe" on the bottom, and it had a picture of Peter DeBoer, and then it had a picture of all the roster, and it looked really, really good. And then today, NBC had a little GIF that they hosted, and it was a shark eating a penguin, which was kind of cool.
Actually, if you watch somebody posted video from the opening presentation for Game 3, and that GIF was actually played on center ice during the presentation.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, that was way cool. I watched the opening earlier today, and I'm assuming they'll do pretty much the same thing they did for Game 3, and it was spectacular. That's one thing that some of the people have been talking about, whether it's local media or whatnot, that whoever is in charge of the in-game presentation and the creative group around it, are bringing it this year. I mean, they've done some really cool stuff. Has there been any word, and I know this is like a big bone of contention for me after Game 3, is there any word for who's opening the door tonight? That's like the one thing I haven't seen like leaked out yet.
I thought it was Marshawn Lynch.
That's who did Game 3. I'm saying for tonight.
Oh, for tonight. Well, Metallica's doing the anthem, so it's not going to be anybody from Metallica. The Giants are home, I think. They just got back, so I wonder if they have anybody there. Let me take a look at that. I'll get on that.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, the Giants would have come back from St. Louis last night, so I don't know if they have a game. Oh, no, don't they? Do they have a game today? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. Let's see. Last one was Marshawn Lynch. Okay. Mike Halford says intrigue builds around who will open Shark's door tonight. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Wow. Is this like the one time it's not going to leak? Because most of the times it's usually leaked. You know, there's always somebody. We all have seen it. We all know. We've seen some sports people be burned by it. There's always that person that wants to be the first to break something, even if it's incorrect. You know, it's more important to be first than to be right sometimes on Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got, it wouldn't surprise me, and it, you know, I think it'd be kind of cool if Kirk and or if Hammett and Hetfield are already there to play the anthem. It'd be kind of cool if Ulrich opened the door. You know, he's not going to be involved in the anthem, and Hetfield's already done it. So, meh.
Yeah, I think there's any number of people that could do it, but
Chris pointing out that the Giants are in fact off today, so it wouldn't surprise me if it is Hunter Pence, because he was previously supposed to do it, but the Giants went to extras, so Nolan filled in for him. But that would be cool.
Yeah, and he is also on injured reserve as well. He has his surgery on Thursday, I believe, in Dallas,
yes.
So he might actually not be with the team. Not exactly sure.
Hey, I'll take Brandon Crawford. I will take Joe Panic. I will take Buster Posey.
Posey.
Or you know who
Mad
Bum.
Yeah.
Mad Bum would be huge. Mad Bum would be extraordinary. Although, you know, especially if he just puts on that like stink eye in the camera before he, you know, goes. Or if he, dude, this is what I want to see. He just, you know, every time they show it, they always, you know, the camera shot is always of the back of their jersey. And, you know, they hold it for about 2 seconds, and then the person turns around and tries to get the crowd going. I think it'd be very funny. You just see 40 Mad Bum, and he turns around and just total snot rocket, dude. Just
Yeah.
That's so Mad Bum.
Yeah, exactly. Or have him just stare down have him stare down Sidney Crosby.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Just that Mad Bum stare. But yeah, I'll be interested to see who it is, and because remember, yeah, and I hope the Sharks do. You know, if things go south today, this is this could quite possibly be the last game at SAP for this season. So hopefully that is not the case. But you know, I hope they do it up right nice. Do it up big, boys. Do it up big.
Yeah.
So with that, we were hoping to by now to have some audio from our man on the scene, Puck Guy, Eric Kura, but have yet to have seen anything. Just to let you know, I don't know, Landy, if you want to post this, CSN Sharks just tweeted out a shot inside of the tank where it does show the fins in the upper deck. So I don't know if you want to grab that and throw it up right now. But yeah, I'm a little surprised. Oh, okay, we got it?
I'll pull it up right now.
Cool.
Yeah, these are actually pretty badass.
This is what I'm saying. I mean, well, like I said, whoever's putting together the in-game entertainment and coming up with those ideas, I mean, you know, and that can't be easy. You know, you obviously have to sketch it out and everything, and then draw it out and make sure that every seat is the right thing on each one. Who knows? And you know, doing that can, you know, that can't be a short amount of time to put that all together. So, I mean, they give it up to them. They're doing a great job.
There it is.
That's it. God damn.
That is pretty. I mean, look, I mean, Pittsburgh has had a cool presentation or whatever, but I think the Sharks have just done it up right. I think
Absolutely.
they've kind of outpaced Pittsburgh a little bit, and our fans have brought it too.
Yeah, and like I said before, if it's not like, say, like a local big, huge name like a Montana or a Jerry Rice or a Hunter Pence or something, um, I would have zero problems with having like Arturs Urbe or I think the place would go absolutely bonkers for that. And we saw Jeff Friesen. I guess they showed him at the beginning of the third period, on the screen with the towel, getting everybody hyped up. So I do like the fact that they're really trying to utilize their alumni and get them involved. It'd be great if they did it more. And there's no way, but Chris S. being a smartass, Jamarcus Russell opening the door. Oh man, dude, that would. Oh yeah, and because who was there was another quarterback before the David Carr that didn't get a lot of love either for the Raiders. Do you remember who that was?
Jamarcus Russell
It
and
was somebody in between. Like, I know there was a person before Carr that
yeah,
was not beloved in Oakland. I don't know. It wasn't on Jamarcus level, but I know it wasn't good. Yeah, I mean that would be like Jim Drunkenmiller opening the door. I mean, I mean, we could spend all day on this, but
I found it.
somebody saying Mark Bell should open the door.
Carson Palmer.
There you go. Yeah, that not going to go over too well. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how that'll roll.
Actually, you know what? Now that you say it, though, Montana would be a damn good get.
Oh yeah,
Just
absolutely.
having him, who's been there, done that,
4 times.
yeah, and faced off against some of the greatest athletes against him at his time. Having the Sharks just have that energy, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I guess let's kind of go into the game. What's your thoughts and feelings on the game, and what are you feeling?
Like I said, they need to come out hard and fast. We've all seen that Pittsburgh has just been speed, 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 speed. With hopefully maybe a little bit of jet lag finally caught up to them. Probably didn't. These guys are pros, but it would be just fantastic to see them just get out to a great start. I'd love to see get. We saw it. I think what was in Game 7 versus Nashville or whatever. They all start to blur together. But we had that one game where Pavelski scored like within the first 5 minutes. I would love to see that, legs moving. Get the biggest player. I mean, the guy who everybody was up until a couple days ago, everybody was talking about. It was the odds-on favorite for the Smythe. Get that Smythe winner in there. Let him bury one early. Give the team a lead, because if the Sharks get a lead, that the tank is just going to explode, because like we said, they haven't had a lead yet. So I'm looking for them to get that first goal, and I'd really like to see them get it early, and I want to see the shots from Burns on the blue line getting through and not getting blocked.
Yeah. To quote someone in the know, Remendo won't be opening the door anytime soon.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with like Randy Hahn opening it up tonight,
No,
or
yeah,
Baker or anybody,
or Baker, Nabby,
Yep,
Ricci.
yep.
So I think there's
Hell, get them all in there. Let them all open the door.
alumni little get together and little open. So that'd be cool. For me at least, I think we go back to Pittsburgh tied. I think that they've held court at home, and I think that you start to see the tide turn a little bit in that overtime, and they really started to kind of get the mojo going. And it wouldn't surprise me if this is kind of the beginning of the big wave of the Sharks that's going to come on soon. Now, I mean, I could just be totally full of shit because the Penguins could just kind of come out and swarm them. But I really like the pressure that they applied in the third and overtime period. Kind of felt like they really started to push the play a little bit. I don't like the number of shots on goal. I mean, I think it's still pretty disparaging, the shots on goal. However, most of the shots Jones saw was from pretty far out, so it wasn't that bad. But it's every time you hit a shot on goal, you either get the goalie involved early, which is good from our standpoint, or you just increase the likelihood of a squeaker getting by. And especially with Murray, I think that's something that the Sharks could try and expose if they get a lot of rubber on Murray, because he kind of looked a little shaky on a couple of those goals. So, for me, it's going to try and be stemming the tide of the volume of shots and trying to get the shot clock in our favor.
Yeah, and Chris saying they're pretty even in shot attempts, and that's right, but Pittsburgh is just blocking a ton load more. I think they said over the first 3 games, shots on goal, it's like 130 something to 70 something. I mean, it's a big discrepancy at this point. So, like I'm saying, they got to get those ones through because Pitt is just blocking everything right now. And that, like I said, got to find those open lanes. Get Murray off his game. And I think that's the other thing, too. If the Sharks can bury that first one, especially if they could go up 2-0, I think that Murray starts to get shaky. We've already seen Pittsburgh have issues with their goalie over this playoff series. I mean, how awesome would it be to have Fleury have to be brought in tonight? So that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, I think you can definitely expose that weakness, but getting there is going to be the problem. It's going to be the big challenge to get Murray out of the goal and just kind of get his wheels spinning, make him think about it a little bit. I guess with the lines, I liked Carlson up with the Joes. I felt Carlson brought a lot of speed to that line, a lot of forechecking that. It was a little different than Hurdle because it seemed like Carlson was a little bit more speedy to pucks and he hounded the puck a little bit more, whereas Hurdle is kind of always a player who loves to have the possession of the puck, loves to keep it on the walls, where Melker likes to kind of bring it out in front. So I did like the addition of Melker on the top line, and Zubris held his own, for whatever that's worth.
He did, and to kind of go off of what you were saying, when we're talking about what we want to see tonight, the other thing, and I've heard this now a couple times, either from Hedekin, Ruzanowski, or both, because I'm syncing up the K-Fox feed. I'm not listening to that crap on NBC. But hearing them both talk about that, there's been more than a few times during these first 3 games where the Sharks look scared, like they don't want to have possession of the puck. They're playing hot potato with it, and own that puck, keep possession. And for the love of God, Dylan, Pollock, please just bring like the best game you've ever played in your lives tonight. Just that would really help us out, man.
Yeah, no kidding. I think the other thing though that I find kind of interesting with the Sharks is if you're having Penguins coming out and blocking shots. I don't like to condone this, but I think it might be practical. Why not shoot high? We see Shea Weber take those massive slap shots and they whiz by people's heads. And people get out of the way for his slap shot because they know it's coming in hot and it's coming right across their face. I hate saying that, but why doesn't Bernsey tee it up right next to their head? I mean,
that would do it.
I mean, I just feel like he's got that quick release, comes off 90, 95 miles an hour. You get a couple of people to block that shot, hits them in the helmet. They're not going to be blocking shots.
No, not at all. And we saw that the shot that got through past Murray off Ward, it was high glove side. Those higher shots seem to be the ones that are making it. So absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to steal steal a page out of Shea Weber's book because he's kind of a douche that way. But if they're blocking shots, you got to make them pay for it and make them earn it.
And I like what Chris is saying, fake the shot and shift. Absolutely. Look for those backdoor shots. I mean, they've been hard to come by because Pittsburgh does collapse really fast. But, boy, if you can find that, that's spectacular. And here's the shot of the shirt that they'll be doing tonight. See, I'm telling you, I just dig that. I think that's some cool thought. I think it's better than the Sharknado, but I dig it.
Yeah, no, I think this one is way better than Sharknado, to be quite honest. It's a little goofy and a little cartoony, but I really like it, and kind of subtle jab at the Penguins there.
Yeah. No, I dig it. I absolutely dig it. Like I said, and somebody had brought it up earlier today that on Twitter that the Sharks, besides the in-game presentation being spectacular, that the Sharks have really just brought it when it comes to the swag, the playoff swag. I mean, all the towels have been very cool. They had the shirt for opening night, and we kind of, or the first game here versus LA in the first round. And ever since then, it's been towels up until this round. And we had all kind of talked about, like, well, I don't think they're going to do shirts anymore. And, they're back to they're doing shirts and towels for certain seats, if you're in the right spot. So, I mean, they're definitely bringing it, but I fear we're going to see a ticket price increase next season.
Well, let's just quickly go over ticket prices. We'll touch on that really quick. I don't know if you saw the ticket prices of Sharks games versus Warrior games, but I mean, it's like a $300-400 markup from Warriors games to Sharks games, and that's crazy.
But we kind of touched on that on the last post game, and my thing for that is that the Warriors were here last year, and not only were they here last year, it was against the same team. So, I can kind of see them being cheaper in that regard. But I will say the markup for the Sharks tickets is extraordinary. But I think this also comes when you've waited 25 years for something that's the first time. So unfortunately, whether the team is part of putting some of those tickets on third-party resellers or whatever it is, but so far I've seen the tickets fluctuate. Before, I believe it was just before they had won Game 6 versus St. Louis, the cheapest I had seen for the first game here for the final was around $440. And then as soon as they won Game 6, all of a sudden they shot up to $700. And then I think it was sometime right in there. I've seen just between where the Sharks have been in the series and whatnot, I've seen it fluctuate where the lowest on StubHub I've seen was 700, or I'm sorry, the cheapest nosebleed seats, lowest I've seen so far, 440 all the way up to 700, mostly at 700. But I just logged on right now onto StubHub. There are 3 tickets available for $490, and then a pair of tickets available for $500. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at right now. And and if you all have an extra grand burning a pocket in your burning a hole in the pocket, you just hit me up and I'll hit you with my PayPal and you can just send that right over.
I don't know if you saw it, AJ, but Eric just uploaded the audio right now, so we can get that on the pregame.
Where is that?
It got sent to Gmail, so your personal Gmail account.
Oh, well, let me just look that up there. You better vamp. You better come up with something to say, brother.
Something I quickly want to touch on from the chat, which was really, really good. Boy, I know Twitter is where most of the grime and muck resides for any fan base, but damn, Pittsburgh's fans. I mean, we had this little back and forth beginning of Game 2, I believe it was, after the Marlowe hit, and the media from Pittsburgh was all up in hoo and crying, and just kind of at their best, and their fans also kind of followed suit, but it's just been more of the same. And Kings fans are bad, Ducks fans are bad, but man, Pittsburgh might take the cake.
I think you're going to find that with every fan base, and I think we've even mentioned that before, where it's all the douchey fans show up at the worst possible time because they all want to just talk their smack, and that's fine. And I'm sure that there were some douchey Shark fans out there that were talking smack to St. Louis fans after the end of round 3. Same thing versus Nash. Can't really talk too much smack to LA because their Stanley Cup rings are plugging their ears. But we have it here. Eric, please let me know if I need to like try to get the audio a little bit better. But here is Puck Guy just about a half an hour ago at the tank with the voice of the Sharks, Dan Rusanowski.
This is a Pucknology After Dark conversation with the great Sharks radio play-by-play announcer Dan Rusanowski. Thank you for doing this on a quick, short notice. Really appreciate it.
Well, how about this, Eric? We're outside SAP Center. It's June the 6th, and there's all these hockey fans around. There's a game going on. It's the Stanley Cup Final. Where else would we want to be?
Exactly. In teal clad, in teal, nothing to do it. We'll get right to it. Game 3. Home team looked excellent. Great goal, great atmosphere. What did you think of the first ever
Stanley Cup champions? I'll tell you that, because they really gave the Sharks an extra boost when they really needed. There's some tough times when Pittsburgh had the edge, when they had the lead after 2. It got a little quieter in the building, but the part that impressed me the most was the fans were all in their seats for warm-ups, and that you don't see that all that often. But for this game, everybody was there. They didn't want to miss a minute of it, and I think that once things got a little bit rejuvenated there when Justin Braun tied the game, then everything turned out okay.
And then afterward, I mean, the place just erupted. I mean, and then Donskoy with that great call.
Well, doesn't that figure?
What happened?
My bad. Sorry, a tweet came in and just ruined everything. Here we go, back to it.
Which kind of begs me the question of all the calls that you had so far in this playoff, which one's been your best so far?
Well, I don't know about my best, but that's certainly one of my favorites. And, of course, the Logan Couture goal that really clinched the conference final. Those are two of my favorite moments so far. But the best is yet to come.
Absolutely. What do you think the Sharks need to do tonight in Game 4 with Hurdle out again?
No Hurdle. That's tough. But they missed Couture for 30 games this season, so they've put it,
they've kind of gotten used to it now.
Yeah, they've been able to handle that. He's a missed factor, though, because he's got that size and strength. But they'll deal with it. Melker Karlsson can go back, or maybe Logan up on the wing as they did in the third period. I think that what they need to focus on tonight is the breakout, being cleaner out of their own zone. But the other thing is, Brent Burns getting shots through if he can. If he does that, it's going to cause more chaos, but give Pittsburgh credit. They've done a good job of stopping them.
Yeah, 13 block shots. It's been crazy. And speaking of block shots, Martin Jones has been spectacular, not just in the playoffs, but this series specifically. He's been great in the backbone of this team.
He keeps getting better and better, and he does it so quietly, so behind the scenes. Then he'll make a big save. He'll make a tough save look easy. And so then you say, well, that was a pretty good save. Then you look back at it later and realize how difficult it really was. He's a guy that is so important to this team, and I think he's going to raise in importance as it goes on.
Gotcha. As for you called your first ever Stanley Cup final game. Was it everything that you expected it to be and more? I know we talked to Jamie Baker on a previous edition, and he said you're just a well-prepared machine as we go throughout. Tell us about your experience yourself.
Well, it is a bit of a whirlwind because there's a lot more going on around the game, so my preparation time has been changed around a little bit, but I have to say this is a dream of a lifetime. To be able to call the play-by-play of the NHL is a privilege, and then it's an extra privilege and a real thrill to be able to do it at this level on this day in June with all of these Sharks fans have waited so long for the opportunity to see this. I'm a huge part of that too. That feels so big for me. So it's very special that I can share it with everybody.
I appreciate everything. Dan Rusanowski, good talking to you, long time friend.
Well, that's the audio there, and joining us now, getting live video of Puck Guy stealing a towel for me live at the tank. How's it going, Bob?
It's going good. This place is electric. I've been down here in San Jose since about 10:30 this morning, trying to track down Dan Rusanowski for that interview. And again, thank you, Dan Rusanowski, for doing that. Dan and I, as much as you guys have made fun of the AOL days, I've gone back to Dan when we were both using AOL Instant Messenger to get questions for Sharks broadcast. So thank you, Dan, for doing that. But this place right now is electric. You can feel the buzz inside and out, and they didn't even need a live band for that outside. You gotta. I'll flip it around here, guys, just so you can take a look.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, would you mind switching to landscape mode, please?
Landscape, yeah, absolutely. There you go.
Oh, nope, try it again. Try it again.
There it goes.
There we go. But this place is going. Well, what is it? It says 48, so we're probably about 15, 20 minutes away from warm-ups, and there's already people already up in the upper bowl, and this place is going to be rocking once these guys come out for warm-ups. And then, of course, there's the I don't know if anybody's seen this, noticed it before, but the Stanley Cup of Pucks has returned with Joe Pavelski on top. Absolutely a great atmosphere already going for us, and I can't wait for these guys to come out.
Oh man, that looks amazing. That looks so cool. I love the crybaby picture behind you. I don't know if you noticed that. There's a crybaby cutout there. That's fantastic.
Sydney crybaby.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Somebody get that woman out of the way. But yeah, okay, that looks amazing. And hey, that interview today with Ruzanowski, top notch, brother.
Thank you. We'll kind of put in perspective. We had only been Facebooking through each other and trying to time it right with some of the prospects here for the. I guess as a special thanks as to going into the draft. Thank you very much. So that kind of set us back. It set Ruzy back with David Bruce a little bit, and but thankfully, one, Ruzanowski recognized me with a beard, and two, was gracious enough to give us a few minutes of his time. To be honest, he's psyched. He's really psyched about doing the game yesterday or 2 nights ago, and definitely more so because he can't wait for this place to go off, especially if the Sharks get the first goal in the game.
Sweet. Hey, and don't forget to get us those warm-up pucks at the.
I'm trying to. I don't know how I'm going to and how it's going to work, but you know what's interesting is I don't know. Let me flip it over. I can't zoom in, but the pucks there, I just picked up, and I'm wondering if it's the same one, but I think it's the same one. They're just not used. But
yeah, I'm gonna need one of those, brother.
All right.
I need one of those.
Sure.
Please. I will pay you as soon as I see you, man. I will PayPal you.
All right, sounds good, bud. Landy, you wish you were here, bud, but I'm telling you, you make sure San Diego knows that that the Shark Tank is going insane.
Yeah.
Let me pan back over here. Again, I know it's a cup final game, but I've never seen so many people here, and we're maybe 20, 25 minutes away from warm-ups.
Yes, and in the background I can hear playing one of the songs that was up to be one of the goal songs at one point.
And thank goodness it wasn't.
Yes, Muse, nice band. Not the song I want to have as a celebratory song, but that's for another time. So
I'm just looking at one of the pictures that Jamie Baker tweeted out. It's hilarious, but there's actually a guy in the crowd wearing a Matt Cook jersey.
Oh, really? Okay. That does not deserve comment.
That would be like one of us wearing a Torres, either, let's see, Arizona Coyote, or maybe an Edmonton Oiler, or maybe a Vancouver Canuck jersey.
Oh, dude, that would have been like me. Well, not me, but it would have been like someone wearing a Pronger jersey in the last round.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it was. So I think that'll about do it here. We've done our 45, and we got pregame coming, or I'm sure there's just wall-to-wall pregame on all the networks right now. I guess I'll do my final thought, and you can take us home. Like I said, Sharks, in the words of Joe Thornton, San Jose deserves a winner, and we're going to win for them. Let's see it. I want to see that win tonight. I want to see them score first. I want to see them dominate. I want to see San Jose's best game tonight, and really kind of put a little bit of doubt into Pittsburgh's mind going back to console. So, bring it early, get that first goal, get it early, get the legs moving, find those open lanes, get the shots on goal, and just as we're closing out, the puck guy returns. What's up, brother?
Nothing. I just lost a connection for a second. But if you're headed to the arena, and Gentry, I know you're there, first of all, be safe. There's this and the Copa America soccer game out there. But once you get in here, this place, get loud throughout, no matter what. Have a great time, guys. I'll see you after the game.
All right, sounds good, Eric. Thank you for the update. For me, I'd just like to see these guys really come and play for the home crowd, really get on Pittsburgh early. Don't get discouraged if Murray is doing well, fending off some shots. Get those shots on net. Aim high. It looks like his glove side high is not great. His blocker high isn't that great either. Seems like he's kind of in the mold of a kind of similar to Marc-Andre Fleury, kind of similar to maybe Jonathan Quick, just a guy that covers the low ground really good. His technical skill, I'd say, is average, but he's got maybe a little bit more athleticism than say a Martin Jones. But don't get discouraged quickly. Just stay on the game plan and establish that forecheck very, very early in the game, because that's going to be the key. It's going to be shots on goal from the blue line, and it's going to be the forecheck. And if you get those two things done, we're going to go back to Pittsburgh tied 2-2.
Here, here.
So for all of us, to all of you, have a great game. Make sure you don't punch any TVs.
Or opposing fans.
Or opposing fans, exactly. And we will see you after the game. All right, go Sharks.